Hi guys, Pronogo here, bringing you another episode of Lord of the Clans, created by OutsiderXE. We're heading into Chapter 4, Lethargy of the Orcs. Thrall had fled the grip of Blackmoor. He wanted to find his people. Taratha couldn't tell him where to find free orcs, but she showed him where to find the internment camps. Continue on hard. Hasn't been so hard so far. Thrall chose the path to one of the camps further away from Durnhold. He was excited. What would it be like to see so many orcs all in one place? Would they be able to understand his speech? He had a good feeling, so he traveled all night in hope of finding his people. It's like I'm reading The Hobbit or something. Alright, so it's nighttime. We sell that cloak. The camp must be nearby. I will find a good place to rest and search for it tomorrow. For honor. Well... looks like we just have to smash these guys. What is it? Oh yeah, I forgot I have to target myself. So what are our items? Taratha's letter. Yeah, big trouble. We have the gladiator shield, which we got from the... I forget why we have that, or where we got that. Presumably from the second chapter. We have the Cloak of Shadows. Tattered cloth that gives us... 100 mana, and a ring +2, and food generates hit points and mana. Okay. Well, we don't really need that so far. There's something in that cage. Well, smash. This beast seems to be willing to help me. I should free more. Timber Wolf. Oh, that's on a really long cast time. Alright. Revenge of the Wolves. Rescue 5 wolves. Enrage our wolf, stun them all. And so far this campaign has been pretty easy. Obviously being a micro campaign, there's a limited number of challenges you can even impart. Tempted to use my food here. Also tempted to use the wolves to tank in future instances. Oh, we have a giant wolf. Alright, well. Yeah, let's try out using the wolves this time. And focus on the same one. Maybe we can... Maybe don't get hit by that. Is he still being hit by both? Yeah, he is. Okay. Move him back. Surprisingly, they didn't switch aggro. I was expecting them to. Well, I'm pretty sure these are the wolves, right? There's 5. Oh, the wolf is blocking pathing. Or maybe I... Yeah, okay, so these are all the wolves we have. Very quick to complete quest. So was that a side path? Oh, we can go this way, okay. I don't know why it was such a quick quest to complete, honestly. I was expecting it to be a little bit more substantial. Come back in now. Ah, Rune of Healing. We'll take that now. Yeah, I mean, the wolves are nice. It's like, I guess, the only explanation for a companion he would have. And maybe it plays into the whole idea that he gets spirit wolves later on. Let's enchant yourself, actually. Stun this idiot. And I guess we can afford to just spam out his mana here. We do have that cheese, which I'm keeping hold of for now. Boots of Speed. That would be really useful. But, I wonder... Well... I'm not really... I don't think we need the cloak anymore. So we'll if we need it, we can run back with enhanced movement speed, thanks to our boots. Is I guess the ultimate result of all that. Let's see if we can enchant him. Oh, he doesn't have mana. Well, that's unfortunate. We didn't click the big wolf back enough. He just now got enough mana. So this is like a healing solve, but it does a lot more than just heal, which is useful, I suppose. Okay, I guess this is our good place to rest. No indicator that that would be the case, but I guess it's the end of the road. A nice place. I will rest here for a while. So did the trolls take over the human town there, but they're over there? You, get out of there. Oh, I guess he set up a tent. Get his things and bring him to the camp. What about my wolves? Plenty of food here. We'll eat well tonight, lads. Well, look here. Stole all this, didn't you? I'm keeping this one. Come off it, Halt. You can have the food, but you know that everything else we find we really have to report. And what if I don't? What are you going to do about it? That's what I'm going to do about it that ought to concern you, Halt. What else does he have there? Books and letters, Captain. Don't suppose you can read, can you? Dot, dot, dot. I don't think so. Let's take him to the camp. So why is Thrall getting, Oh, he almost ran off, just like that night. These guys sort of came out of left field. There was no indication that an expedition was after him in the first place, so... Or in the area, I guess. Wait a minute, he looks familiar somehow. They all look the same to me. Too bad none of us can read. I bet these papers would tell us a lot. I don't understand how there's so much clipping in Warcraft 3. What a disaster of a game. Stop, Greenie. You might not understand it, but I'll tell you anyway. If you get too close to the guards, they will attack you, so you better stay with your own kind. I mean, this is pretty obvious gameplay exploitate, or fuck, what's even the word? Okay, brother, where to? Talk to the orcs. I have to... Okay. Is there a particular kind? Oh, I have to talk to specific ones. Get Thrall's belongings, find a safe place, almost... Okay. I greet you. I greet you. Where'd they catch you? You weren't raised to speak Orcish, I can tell. You're right. I was raised by humans. They taught me only a little Orcish. I was hoping you could help me learn more. Raised by humans, eh? Hey, Correctus, come over here. We got ourselves a good storyteller. All right, shaman, tell us another one. Please, I mean no insult. I'm a prisoner like you are now. I've never met any orcs. I just want... So you want to meet your people? Well, you've met us. Now leave us be. Bye. Let's go. And now we get to talk to the shaman. Yeah, I really dislike that line of dialogue from the night. It feels so out of place. Soulless, afraid, ashamed. This is what they did to us. And if we could be rid of it, our hearts and spirits might return. I'm listening. Oh yes, once, before we were the proud, battle-hungry horde, we were individual clans, and in those clans were those who knew the magic of the wind and water, of sky and land, of all the spirits of the wild. We called them shamans, and until the emergence of the warlocks, their skills were all we knew of power. Did all of you lose the desire to fight? No, there are still orcs like you. You could flee and find them. The walls have tears. The guards do not care. But it is not our strength that prevents us from doing it ourselves. We do not have the desire to flee. You are the newly captured orc? Yes, my name is Thrall. Then, Thrall, you had best know that the commander of the encampments is coming for you. Blackmore. I should have known that he would find me sooner or later. You will have to go now. The guards will be distracted at the thought of the commander coming. We will create a diversion. Go now and find the orc Grom Hellscream. So they have the will to give him, like, create a diversion, but not the will to escape on their own? Why would you tell me where the Thrall's belongings are in the southwest corner of the camp? The exit is southeast of them. Like, I wish... Like, even if this was just... I don't get that one, man. Hey, stop attacking me, asshole. I'm really not a fan of the whole ordeal here. Like, I get the whole thing where you have to inform the player of stuff, but honestly, you could just have some part of the cutscene be an establishing shot of the overall base and be like, hey, you know, if players are smart enough, they'll just notice this stuff. You know what I mean? You don't actually have to ping the map and tell players everything. There's ways to do it such that it doesn't feel like, I don't know. It just feels very cheap at this point. Thrall's belongings. Giant chest. See, like, I saw this in the opening. So you could have just made it so that that opening was more immediately noticeable. I guess. Hi, wolves. Why does it make that sound? It's so ridiculous. Well, at least I get my wolves back. There we go. I wanted to make sure I... wanted to make sure I got experience for that one, so I leveled up as soon as possible. Well, we're definitely using cheese after this one. Food. Oh, shit. Is this a non-combat consumable? It doesn't say. So, does this have, like, 3... Oh, wow, this has 3 charges. Whatever, I'll just drop that one and pick up the fresh charges in that case. Tome of Agility. Randomly there. Looks like we can grab some more stuff at some point by... Wait, is there a... There's one more side quest. Alright, let's go ahead and stun him. Oh, yeah, so it's definitely not a non-combat consumable since he's still regenerating, which is nice. We got a little bit of extra mileage out of it. I'm trying to get you to hit the barrel. Gloves of Haste. I'll take that. So we'll just swap that out for the food. Don't really need the consumables, I don't think. Not a whole lot, anyways. Well, I'm definitely not spacing my units appropriately, but whatever. Rune of Mana, we can use that to our advantage. Am I still getting experience? No, so these units are entirely pointless to kill. Let's kill them anyways. Oh. Ah, Rune of Lesser Healing. We can use that later on as well. So I definitely think I can take this and smash it a little bit. Especially with all my wolves. Having Frenzy is really good for this wolf stuff because obviously we're... Oh, there's stuff going on over there? Wait, what's happening? Hello? Anybody there? I am here. What happened to you? These monsters, they took my children and my eyes. You have to get the kids back, please. How many children? Where can I find them? 4. They must have brought them to the old ruins behind the woods. Please hurry. Little Daniel must be dreadfully afraid. I'm sure his 3 siblings are totally fine, though. Where are my wolves? Oh, we were... I was attack moving them earlier, but... They must have not been given the right order or something. I don't know. Yeah, because of the critical strike chance, anything that increases attack speed will definitely come in handy here. Oh no, not the Taskmasters. Oh no, not everybody else. Stop saying yes. I'm saying no. Tunnelers, I'm sure I'm gonna get bashed the hell out of my own existence. Ugh. Well, that's unfortunate. There we go. Now we're talking. Yeah, it really sucks that we don't have any macros so far. I would have really greatly appreciated some macro. Alright, well, we inadvertently rescued one of the kids. Oh, it's a fountain of mana. That's great. Just use all my abilities in that case. So that's 3 out of 4. Is there another one somewhere that I didn't see? Or maybe... Oh, it's down here. I like the wolves, just the slapping animation, or slapping sound that they make is really funny to me. Alright. So we'll idle with our wolves here, get some mana back. And take this rune of healing on the way out, I guess. Oh, wait. This dire wolf has roar. I could have been using that the whole time. What an idiot. I thought it was just a critical strike wolf. Oh well. No big deal. Let's see if these will trip the cutscene. No, I think it has to be Thrall. Oh well. Let's survey the wreckage over here. I think there was some... Oh, they're almost fully healed now. It's just some infighting we could have been involved in. The blind family. Timmy. Here. Jimmy. Here. Harry. Here. Wow. Harry's taking a long time to say here. And little Daniel? Here too. You have all. Yes, and I thank you, noble knight. I want to give you something in return. Here, take this knife. A knife? That's a little barbaric. Thanks. I like how our kids don't say anything about the whole him being an orc. So what does this do? Increases attack damage. That's an axe, not a knife. What's this? Definitely not a knife. Oh, I get it, because she's blind. Attack damage by 3, okay. Yeah, that's worth dropping 1 armor, I guess. Armor is pretty nice, though. I don't know, maybe it's not worth it. Probably not in the long run, right? Has to be a lot of attack damage for it to be worth losing armor, I think. In general, I might have to go back and pick that up. I don't know. I can drop that. I assume that that's actually needed for lore reasons or something? I don't know. Brother, where to? Hey you, stop right there. Nobody gets past us just like that. Exactly. You have to pay us 2,000 gold coins first. And in addition, bring us a fresh human. Well, I have nothing of what you want. Will you accept my hammer instead? Oh, nice lumber, dude. This makes no sense, Volbeer. These trolls got rid of all of our customers. Let's commit suicide. What? Wait, someone is coming. Is that really in the book? This seems so fucking insane. What are you? More hostile trolls? No, no, certainly not. We are goblins. We are masters of this port. You are a paying customer, are you not? I need a boat. I have to get to the other side of the lake. A boat. Sure, sure, but there is one problem. What problem? Well, the trolls you might have met were part of a larger gang. They visit us every day and ask our customers to leave. They destroy our boats and steal our resources, too. If you could get these resources back, we could fix this boat for you. We need 12 bundles of lumber. I'm glad I'm playing a World of Warcraft fetch quest now. I will see that you get them. I mean, like, and a broader conversation of gameplay and quest design, level design, story, whatever, like, I understand that Thrall needs a boat to go where he's going. It's actually, I didn't understand that initially because it was never, like, I don't think it was ever stated. So we don't know that Thrall needs that. Thrall does, inexplicably, but we are never presented with that information. So it ends up becoming this weird situation where it feels like, you know, there's all sorts of... There's just stuff that's like happening or whatever that's not... Doesn't feel like we are being communicated, or that it's being communicated to us. Oh. Her aggro radius is really small. So, essentially what it ends up feeling like is that we... I don't even know how to explicitly describe it. Rune of Mana, by the way. Thought it was a Rune of Health. I guess it's just that I don't feel like I'm part of a narrative when I'm doing a fetch quest. What an asshole. And it's just me and this big wolf now. Good thing he does some serious fucking damage. Jesus Christ. Huh. But yeah, I mean, I just look at this like, you know, a situation where I genuinely do not feel like I'm doing something as part of like a persistent world or anything. There's really not a whole lot going on. So when we have a situation where we're dealing with just the presence of a rabid troll band, you know, like or whatever, a clan that's like trying to fuck with some goblins, like that doesn't feel grounded in the setting because they just pop out of nowhere. Hey, what's going on, Outsider? I was just talking about some feedback I had for this map. So we're playing the 4th mission, and I was just talking about how this quest that we're doing right now, where we're getting bundles of lumber, doesn't feel like it's connected to the larger setting, and how it makes me feel like, you know, the world is really just opening up with possibilities for us as the story, as is required by the story, essentially. So it doesn't feel like we are... I don't feel like I'm playing the part of a smaller member or whatever. See if we can save this guy. I'm actually just gonna sit him back down there. And yeah, I don't know. It feels to me like there's a lot missing from the equation. Do you think campaigns would benefit from some additional transmissions during gameplay? Yeah, well, just mentioning that there is some element of I don't know, just mentioning something like that would be fine. Like, that would... But we see all these, like, fights between the different... like, we see all these fights between the humans and the trolls, but we don't have any dialogue from anybody. So, like, especially when you're not dealing with, like, requiring voice acting, whatever, it's really easy to just write lines of dialogue. But there's nothing there in that sense. So you don't have like the humans who feel like, oh, they're part of they have their own persistent goals and desires or whatever. So it comes across as holy moly, it just comes across as like feeling like there's a big disconnect. Because we know we have to fight these guys. Oh man, I misclicked. That's not what I wanted to do. We know we have to fight these guys, but we don't know really if there's anything else. Orc meat, good, very good. So, like, they're just enemies at that point, so we're not really conceptualizing them as living creatures in the same way that we would like to, so that we were immersed in the overall experience. Oh no. Well, as long as he's taking the brunt of it, I think it's fine, probably. Oh, shit. Oops. Probably should make it so that we have to kill all the trolls, I guess. I don't know. Back so fast. Do you have the lumber? I have it, but did it really have to be so much? You were right. The boat needs only 10. But we thought that we could let you collect more. You were looking for it anyway. What a bunch of nice guys. Now get to work. Sure, sure. Would be nice if there was an animation for that. Done. You'll have to sail alone, but don't be afraid. The technology in this boat is so advanced that it can find the way on its own. Unfortunately, it only knows this single route because of this. It's good enough if it brings me to the other side. I also understand that you don't really have a whole lot of narrative control, since obviously you're porting stuff from a book, but I wouldn't shy away from changing some stuff around to make it better presentable for gameplay and campaigns and stuff. Do you see him here? No, Lieutenant General, I don't. And perhaps it was not Thrall. We did find some things that he had stolen. Strange thing is, only these letters are here now. The rest we were storing outside suddenly vanished. Give them to me. Wish I could talk to you instead of just sending these letters. I see you in the ring and my heart breaks for you. Harder and harder to find time to write. Our master demands so much of both of us. I heard that he beat you. I'm so sorry, my dear friend. You don't deserve. Taratha, search the encampment now. Ah, very ominous ending, where perhaps Taratha is now in danger. See, like, that's something of a connection to the characters, where we know Taratha is, if not like an actual romance interest, still like somebody that Thrall cares about, and that cares about Thrall, so we have some idea of like their chemistry. And now Blackmore, who's, you know, just a very one-dimensional villain, is at the very least having an interaction with a character whom we know of and know about. And we can start to see some drama emerge. I just don't know that it had to necessarily take 4 maps to get here. I feel like when it comes to displaying a narrative, like, I don't know what your process, Outsider, actually is when it comes to mapping out everything, but if I were to take the events of a story that already existed and try to, you know, my goal was to port them to a different medium, or even update them in the same medium, I would first, you know, put down all of the significant events in a text document or something, or a graph. I would plot out the start and end points of individual characters, and also of the plot itself. And at its heart, it seems like this is a story about Thrall, and it's sort of like a mixture of a coming-of-age story, but it's also like some element of it is really tough because he doesn't have his original parents. He doesn't seem to really have much of an upbringing at all, actually. Besides this Blackmore character is very obviously cast as a villain. And you look at his arc and you try to figure out how to best present the information in a new way because you're porting it to a different medium. But the first map feels entirely detached from the rest of the narrative, and it's because it involves characters that never show up ever again because they die. It's that is an important event because that's like very early on in Thrall's life. And obviously now he's no longer going to have his own parents raising him. Instead, he's going to be raised by this like monstrous guy through the individuals who are like beholden to him. Those two characters that I don't remember their names, but they're the unfortunate like poor people that serve him. And like I can see where at least I'm starting to see like where the original author was going to take the story, but when I'm looking at obviously not knowing where the story goes at the end of the day, after playing Day of the Dragon and playing the first half or so of this, I feel like the best way to approach moving this stuff around and porting it to a different medium would be to know exactly what you wanted to tell as far as the story goes and what events you wanted to focus on in each individual map. And the idea that like what is the significant event of this map, for example? It's that Thrall escapes, but then gets captured again, and then escapes again. And it feels like we're retreading old ground because he was already captured. And then he was recaptured so soon after escaping, and then he escaped again so soon after being captured that it almost like there's no weight to the event. But then we get Blackmore saying, oh, now I know that Taratha is involved in this. So that's like the significant element there. Nothing else in the entire map is really significant. The significance as far as character arcs go is that Blackmore discovers information that will potentially put somebody Thrall cares about in danger. And I feel like you could tell that in a way that's better for gameplay, that's better for just presenting the information concisely. And like there's ways around the presenting that information, and you have to take some creative liberties. Like you're talking about how you put some goblins into the campaign, and you try to have them in every campaign because they're like a pet favorite of yours or whatever. So like you're clearly willing to not follow the books to the letter, and that's good. So I think that you should try to look at what can possibly be done to restructure the maps and say like, all right, what is the significant event or events that I'm going to focus on in each individual map, and focus on like trying to tell them in a way that's fun for gameplay, that's fun, rewarding, challenging, all those three. As far as the gameplay aspect is concerned, like basically the gameplay is how you're presenting the information, and the story is just what makes the map unique. You don't necessarily have to have gimmicks and gameplay, like unique gameplay each map. A lot of the uniqueness is going to come off in the presentation. I guess it's a little bit different here because you're not doing a macro campaign, so it's harder for me to like really work in that space mentally. But hopefully some of this has been helpful for you and interesting and all that other good stuff. At any rate, I'm going to be moving on to the next map. So if you're watching the VOD, thanks for watching. I'll just tune in tomorrow, and you know the drill.